Again, once you respect rhythm at the highest level, you realize something else is slowing down most players, and it's not talent, right? It's not talent at all. So, and what this is truth number 4 is depth beats collection. Now, remember, I did an episode a while back. Go check that out if you haven't seen it, about don't be a collector. Meaning, when we go to our guitar lessons, I remember this, every week I just keep getting piled on more and more scales, more and more songs, more and more and more and more. And then I start to feel overwhelmed. It would have been better if I would have taken a piece, one piece, even a piece of a song, and drilled down deeper over a period of 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And that's kind of how I'm trying to rebuild my system on here, how I teach lessons. So more content, it feels productive, but that's the problem. It's not. So like we're trying to build our cognitive ability, right? So we're trying to recognize and connect all aspects of the guitar. And again, this is hard. Music is a language. It's a technical skill. You're taking the language and applying it to the technical part of playing. It's so hard. But the beauty is when it all starts to connect, there's nothing more amazing. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping you guys. That's all I care about in here, is helping you get better, and for you to have that one moment where you're like on cloud 9 floating, because you're like, you can't believe the feeling you got, the emotional feeling you got from it. So again, don't just keep going deeper. Stop the collecting, focus in, build your musical systems, your musical pillars. That right there would have helped me if my teacher would have done that. But I get it. Again, not knocking teachers. I would be nothing without my guitar teachers. I'm mostly the player I am because of them, but I'm just pointing out a few things I'm thinking about that we're reflecting on here together. And I definitely want you to drop in the comments things you light bulbed later down the road that you wish you would have been made aware of sooner, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, here's an example of executing this. You know how I keep hammering triads to you guys? And a lot of you have said, hey, why do you talk about triads so much? And then you loop back and you're like, now I know why you talk about triads so much, because you're having those moments I just talked about. You're like, oh my gosh, I get it now. Because if you can map triads everywhere, you can play in any key, you can play anything. And then it's just so fun. And then you can play melodically, harmonically, and then you just keep building out and adding from there. Like you can do like a 1-chord progression deep dive, not 6 different chord progressions. Like that's what I was doing. I was just collecting information. I mean, my teacher was already, and I still remember this. This is great. I still remember when my teacher was teaching me modes, and this is pretty early on. And it's funny, I still play the modes the way that he showed me, which is amazing. But I didn't understand what the heck they were. I didn't understand, and people are so confused. Oh, that's just the same major scale rearranged. Remember the major scale is the blueprint for everything. It's the same major scale, but just from a different starting point, a different tonal center. Like a little tiny mini conversation like that would have been such a teachable moment, and then we could have shifted the lesson focus for following weeks or months into that. And again, but on the flip side, when he did show me that, I was learning things like Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. So there was some like learning from that. I'm just thinking outside the box here, and how, you know, instead of collecting more and more information, going a little bit deeper, right? So when you stop collecting, you start seeing connections. Again, I keep wanting to tell you, this is not about memorizing notes on the guitar neck. This is about collecting and stopping collecting, and seeing connections. And that's when theory stops being scary, okay? And here's kind of like the idea of all this. I can keep talking about triads. I can keep showing you where the root 3/5 is. I can show you the first and second inversions, and I will. I've made charts. I've got a playlist on here right now that has every single major minor triad shape on all 4 string sets. You can move it to any key, but it's going to be your job to go a little bit deeper and understand, oh, I need to understand that a D F sharp A is a D major triad. I need to understand how to change a D major triad to a D minor triad. Oh, I have to flat the third. What's the third? F sharp. 1, 3. Oh, I got to make that an F. So DFA must be a D. See, and you just keep hitting it over and over. And once you get it, you don't stop. You keep hitting it forever, but you keep expanding on that idea, all right? So Even though you're adding additional information, all you're doing is adding to your musical catalog, but you have the foundation, you have the glue to hold it all together. So you start seeing the connections, right?